Okay, so we're going to look at fraction, decimal, percentage next and putting them in the correct order. So if we take 0.29 as my first decimal, I want to turn this into a percentage, then this equals 29%. All I need to do is multiply this by 100. To turn that then into a fraction, I can always, the first thing to do is to put it over 100. In this case, 29 over 100, I can't do anything with that. Okay, it can't get cancelled down, but if you can then cancel it down to a smaller fraction, then you do so. The next one we're going to look at then is 5 over 100. Now I'm going to turn that one into a percentage first. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do the reverse. So this then is 5% because I've divided that by 100. And this then as a decimal equals 0.05. Okay? If we have a look at 18% as another number, to turn that into a fraction, remember percentage means out of 100, so I can do 18 over 100. Now obviously at this point I could cancel that fraction down to give me 9 over 50, but I don't need to for the purposes we're doing here. And that then is the same as 0.18. Okay? So now we've looked at how we go from a fraction to a percentage, from a percentage to a decimal, and vice versa. So how do we use that then when we come to a question like this? Write the following numbers in order, smallest first. Well, the first thing we need to do is what we're going to turn all of these into. And in this particular case, I'm going to turn these into decimals because I've already got 2 decimals done for me. So 75% then is the same as 0.75. 7 over 10, well, if we times that by 10, I've got 70 over 100, so that would be 70%. So therefore this is 0.7. These two are already done, so I can write these straight in, which now just leaves me with 4/5 or 4 over 5. Well, there are 20 lots of 5 in 100, so therefore 4 times 20 is 80, so that's 80%, so therefore this is 0.8. I can put a 0 on the end of that, I can put a 0 on the end of that, so now I can see which numbers are smallest and which numbers are largest. So I've got a 70, a 72, 77, an 80 and a 75. So the smallest then is 0.70. Now at this point I must go back to what the original question asked me to put them in the correct order. So my smallest value then is 7 over 10. My next smallest then is 0.72. Well, that was a decimal in the beginning, so I can leave it as a decimal. My next smallest then is 0.75. Well, that was 75%. So now I'm going to write in 75%. And then back up to 0.77. That was a decimal in the first place. That just gets written in as the decimal, which leaves me then with 0.80, which was 4 over 5. So there we have it, putting fraction, decimal, percentages in order. Okay, you don't have to necessarily change them to decimals. You can turn them into fractions, or you can turn them into percentages. It's whatever way works best for you. Normally, I just pick the one that's been done already the most. Here's an exam question then. Let's have a look at a typical exam question. Emma bakes 32 cakes, 20% of them are chocolate chip, a quarter are blueberry, 0.3 are salted caramel, the rest are plain. How many are plain? Well, to do this question, the simple thing is to turn them again into one of the percentages, a fraction or a decimal. In this case, I'm going to turn all of these into decimals. Okay, so 20% is the same as 0.2. A quarter then is the same as 0.25. and 0.3 is already 0.3. I'm going to put zeros on the end of those to make them easier. Now all I need to do is to add those decimals together. So I've got 0.2, 0.25 and 0.3, so that equals 0.75 as a total. So 3/4 of the biscuits are already accounted for. So that means then a quarter of them are going to be plain. So all I need to work out now then is that a quarter of 32. So that's 32 divided by 4, so that equals 8. So 8 of my cakes are going to be plain. And that's a typical exam style question.